All right, I'm back. All right, it's going to be part two of Eldritch Horror. I'm playing a four-player version. So we're going to treat it like as if there's four players. But I did notice something in my little break. So these decks, this is the unique, or this is spells, unique, and then like these, whatever, talents or boots. So rules is written, you're supposed to draw from the bottom. That way you don't know. Because like you see how there's a bless on top? So if there was a choice in one of the things to do where you could be like, oh, gain a boon. You could be like, oh, I want to get blessed. That's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to draw from the bottom so you don't know. But the way it works is you draw from the bottom until you get a card that says boon. Same for like the unique assets or spells. So like if it says, oh, you need a glamour spell. Well, this is an incantation. So you would draw until you got one that says glamour. Problem is the way this game is set up. If you draw, it's the top card. See, Spectral Razor, Plumb the Void, Alter Fate, Feed the Mind. So see how there's the glamour spell. But if the glamour spell was at the top, and they're different glamour spell because there's Mind's Eye and there's a different one. Same for the boons. Not all boons are blessings. So you have there's a blessing here. See, Living Link, that's a boon. So those are two different boons. So you might be like, I don't want a Living Link, I want Bless. So Bless is at the top. So that's why you're supposed to, in a tabletop version, you draw from the bottom of these decks and you discard onto the top of the deck. So I couldn't find a way. I was trying to like right click on here and see if there was a deal option to say, hey, what order do we draw these in? Because the bags actually have a order. See, last in, first out, random. But unfortunately, the card decks don't have an order. So I can't change that. Because that would be nice if you could go, boom, bottom, top, that kind of thing. Or random. But it does not. Not that I can see in the way it's set up. So what I'm going to do to not be influenced by the top card is anytime we have to draw from there, I'm going to shuffle it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then the top card. Then we start drawing. So in the case, if it says, if it says draw talent, I love quick study. That's a fun talent, but I wouldn't get that talent. I would come over here and I go 1, 2, 3, blessing. There's a talent. I got visions, is what I got. All right, so that'll that'll help me out with that. Okay, so where's that little cheat reference card? There it is. Boom. So just a quick overview. There are 3 phases: the action phase, encounter, and mythos phase. So the first thing you do is each player takes 2 actions. You can only do 1 action 1 time. So there's a travel action. Oops, sorry, I forgot this doesn't move. The travel action, which is basically move a space, and then you spend any travel tickets that you have acquired. And that's exactly the ease of what it is. It's I go from here to that space. And then travel tickets, there are these bad boys right here, which, you know what? I'm just gonna put them in there. Go ahead and get 2, and we're just gonna put them. Actually, we'll put them over here on the left. We're gonna give everybody a travel ticket, just so we don't have to keep drawing them out of that thing. That's actually another one of the actions on the alert is prepare for travel. If you look, that's actually the next one. Prepare for travel. Gain 1 travel ticket. You have you can only carry a maximum of 2, and you can only do it in city spaces. And there is one other caveat to that: you can't get a travel ticket in a city space that doesn't have that form of travel. So, for example, Istanbul, bunch of railroads going in it, but no port. So you can't gain a boat ticket there. You can get it. Train ticket, but you can't get a boat ticket there. London, can't get a train ticket. No trains to go to other places. But basically, that's all it is. You go, oh, I'm going to prepare to take a boat. Boom. And the way this works is when you take the move action, you spend travel tickets after you do the move. So like if I have a boat ticket, I could go, I want to go here. That's my move action, 1 space. Then I'm going to use a boat ticket to go here. Or here, or down here to bonus areas, or here, or whatever. You may spend multiple tickets. So if you spend 2 turns preparing for travel, taking a boat ticket, 2 boat tickets, you could then go, I'm going to go here. I'm going to spend my boat ticket to go to bonus areas. Then I'm going to spend that boat ticket again to go here. Oh, sorry, that ocean space there. And you could combine them. So if I'm the guy in London, could take a boat ticket if he already had a train ticket, because remember, he can't get a train ticket in London. But if he already had one and he goes, I'm going to prepare for travel and get a boat ticket. He could then go, I'm going to travel to here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to do a regular travel ticket to Arkham. Then I want to spend a boat ticket to travel to here. If he had or actually, can you do that? No, he couldn't do that. That would be a normal travel. He would use a train ticket to go there. If there was a boat line going off there, he could spend the boat ticket to travel again. So you could do like, I could go regular move. I'm going to take a boat ticket to the pyramids, and then I'm going to take a train ticket to Istanbul. I mean, that's not an efficient way to do it, but technically you could. Next action is acquire assets. So in this case, you test your influence. We call it handshake around the table, my buddies, and gain any number of assets equal to or lesser than the value from the reserve, city spaces, and no monsters. So you have to be in a city. Obviously, you can't buy assets when you're in a boat in the middle of nowhere, even though cruise ships nowadays buy pretty much anything. But this is the reserve. And see, in the reserve, we have 4, 2, 2, and 2 points worth of stuff. So let's go over here to this guy. He's got a 4 influence. So you would take 4 dice, and you roll them. In this case, he's got 2 successes. There's nothing. That is a success. So 2 successes. He can buy 2 points worth of stuff. He can buy the Fine Clothes, the Otherworld Codex, or the King James Bible. Does he have any? Although his passive is when you perform an acquire assets action, you reduce the value of each card in the reserve by 1 to a minimum of 1. So he can actually buy any of these for 1 point, and this is 3 points. Is it only once? Each card. Okay. So he's got 2 successes. Each of these would be worth 1 to him, so he could buy 2 of these. You don't refill this until you're done. So if I bought the King James Bible, you wouldn't refill it to see what it is first. You would buy the second one, and then you do it. I think I'm going to check that rule, though. We play a lot of games. Also, let's say he still wanted the treasure hunter. He wanted to hire the treasure hunter because he's only got 2 points. In this case, she's worth 3, but either way, he would have to get a loan. You can actually draw a debt card. When you perform an acquire asset action, you may gain a debt condition to immediately add 2 successes to your result. So he could go, I want to draw a debt card. Boom, there it is. I now have a deck card, and I get 2 more successes. I could buy the treasure hunter for 3, and he could buy 1 of these for 1. Okay. Oh, something to note too. So on this card, you will see the debt condition is in caps. That means it's a specific card. See where it says debt on there. So you would debt condition. So it's a debt condition. So if it says that, it's going to be like the hunted condition. You would get that very specific card. I'm going to put that back in debt. Shuffle a couple times. Let's see if there's wording on one of these other cards that, the other wording that, trying to see if there's a wording that will help us. No, it doesn't have it. There is going to be wording on here that's going to be in italics, basically, and that's going to correspond to this right here, the stat. So something might tell you gain a tome from the asset deck. So if it says tome, See how it says tome right there? Or gain an item. These are items, they're tomes, but they're going to be items that are not tomes. Like in this case, look, find clothes is just a plain old item. So either one of those conditions can be met. So if it says gain a random item, you would draw until you got something that said item, even if it's a tome. If it says tome, you would keep drawing until you got a tome, because there might be, I don't know if there's a different. See, like that's a trinket, ally, item, magical weapon. See, and that's important because if the thing says gain an item, this counts as an item. If it says gain a magical weapon, this counts as a magical weapon. I don't think I've ever seen where it says gain a magical weapon item, but if it does, then you would look for something very specific to that. Sorry, get his dice back. All right, the next one is rest. Resting is where you can recover your 1 health and 1 sanity. You cannot be in a spot with a monster, obviously. And then there will be things that say you might have cards that say do things when resting, and you might have injuries that say when you rest you can't physically heal, but test something to heal this card. Trade, that's just I'm gonna spend my action to trade. And you just basically trade with another. You instigate a trade, and you both can trade. You're going to burn your action to trade, but you both can go, hey, I'll give you my Bible if you'll give me your shot. All right. And then component action. That's anything like you said, is action or local action on the card. Actually, we're missing a few other things because you can also focus, which is going to get you focus tokens, which, speaking of which, let's get some focus tokens over here. Everybody gets 2. Focus token is basically used to give you a reroll. You reroll a die by spending a focus token, but sometimes you have to spend focus to do things. Sometimes bad things will happen. It says if you spend a focus to avoid blah. Okay, that's a focus action. You're basically focusing. Then there's a resource action where you're basically gaining a resource token, which is these little crates. Oops, didn't mean to put them together, but oh well. Let me grab them all there just so I can make sure we have 2. So the crate, once you get the resource token, what that is a resource token is used as 1 point to buy anything in the reserve. So in the instance where he had rolled only 2, and he doesn't want to take a deck condition, if he had a resource, he could spend it to get the 3 points. Also, during a rest action, where you normally would heal 1 health, 1 sanity, you can spend a resource to gain an extra 1 of what your choice. If you have 2, you could put 2. Now, you can only have a max of 2 focus, 2 resources each. So you can have 2 focus and 2 resources for on your sheet, but so you can spend both resources to raise your sanity 3 times instead of 1, or you could do 2 and 2, that kind of thing. I don't know. Did he have reference cards up here? No, Robos. Huh. Sorry, because there's a little reference card that I was kind of hoping he had one. Actually, what's in these bags? It's specific stuff and tokens. Interesting. Okay. Oh, look. Those are nice tokens. Okay. That's the sideboard. Interesting. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, those are tokens. I mean, yeah, I guess I was. Huh. I thought there was a cheat sheet card somewhere. Maybe I was wrong. Oh well. But like I said, there are extra actions that you can technically do. Those are some of them. But once everybody's done 2 actions, so basically he'll get 2 actions, she'll get 2 actions, she'll get 2 actions, she'll get 2. Then you're done. Then you're going to do an encounter phase where they're going to encounter monsters first in whatever order you want. If there's more than one on your space, then if you clear the monsters, you can take another action on that space. If not, you're done because you can't actually encounter anything. So let's go through the board right now. So Bob Jenkins, he's in London. So in London, as his encounter, he can either flip this card, and the card's going to have 3 different locations: London, Rome, and Istanbul. You see them by the colors, and of course San Francisco, Arkham, and Buenos Aires are green. But basically, you flip it, you read the London thing, you do it. Or you could go, you know what, I'm just going to do a generic city. That's going to be these black cards. If there is a gate at a location, you could do an otherworld encounter, which is this step. Then you have the adventure or expedition, which is currently in Tunguska, so you can do an expedition encounter. Expeditions usually get you artifacts. Speaking of which, each location has this written on the bottom. So this is gain incantation spells, this is spawn clue tokens, this is improve your eyeball. That is what is highly likely result of a successful encounter in that city. So if you go to London and you have a successful encounter, it's very highly likely you're going to spawn a clue token. Not always. There are cards that just, hey, oh, you get this or you get that. And then if you fail, bad things happen. These are research encounters. If you are at a location with a token, then you will do a research encounter, and the research encounter will tell you whether or not you get the token. It's kind of, I don't know the odds. Normally, a successful encounter gets you this, but I've had games where I've done it 3-4 times, and I haven't gotten, even successful, I haven't gotten the clue token itself. And then there's Dreamlands. The Dreamlands adds that. So if you're in one of these blue ones, you can do a Dreamlands encounter. Although Dreamlands does have city, and city. So you could do a generic city, I guess. Then there's Dream Quest. The Dream Quest corresponds to this type in here. So if you're at the moon, you can do a Dream Quest there. Those are the encounters that you can do. Once all 3, and you do them in order. Once all 3 people or all 4 players have done the encounters, or all your players have, you'll have a Mythos phase. You're basically going to draw the top card of the Mythos and do it. The top of the Mythos card is going to have a bunch of icons. That's going to be these over in the Mythos phase side of the board. You'll see them right there. You do them, those icons, in that order, in the order they're on there. And I hate that. Sorry. And you do each of those things, and then once you've done all the icons on the top, you then read the card and do the card itself, and then rinse and repeat. Oh, I'm sorry. At the end of that Mythos phase, you can choose to change the lead investigator. You'd be like, you know what? I'm done. You be the lead investigator. Lead investigator basically makes decisions if people cannot decide. So if there's something that says the group must spend 5 damage amongst them, and you don't want to take any damage at all, you could be like, no, I'm the leader. I'm not doing it. You can, if it's a tie, if people cannot agree on whatever. Also, lead investigator sometimes has to make very bad choices and usually gets hurt in some way. Like the lead investigator takes an injury or a madness condition. If he doesn't, everybody takes 2 wounds, kind of thing. All right, so the one thing I did forget is the mysteries. So let's shuffle the mysteries. And we're going to draw the first one. And I usually just put it right back on the stack. Dream within a dream. Interesting. All right. Whoa, that was kind of in my face. Dream permeates reality. The border between what is and what is not becomes hazy and unfocused, as if it were a memory from time immemorial. What was once peaceful rest has become deadly nightmare. Interesting. I'm a dummy. There's actual game text. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing a dream portal may discard that dream portal to attempt to distinguish reality from fantasy. He draws and resolves a dream within a dream special encounter, then spawn that dream portal. Oh, okay. So you discard the dream portal on the board, but you're going to spawn a portal off of the encounter. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half the number of investigators, that's what that symbol means, is investigators, players basically, then solve this mystery. And you round up. So if you're playing 3 players, you're screwed. So I'm assuming, because nothing in this text says put an Eldritch token on here, so I'm assuming that the Dream Within a Dream special encounter is going to tell us whether or not we put an Eldritch token on this card or not. Speaking of which, I'm sorry, let me read the Hypnos cards. When an investigator performs a rest action, he cannot recover both health and sanity. Oh, all right. So in this particular game, because of the Ancient One, when you rest, instead of gaining 1 of each, you choose. Then when 3 mysteries have been solved, we win the game. That's what this card was. So once we solve 3 of those, when Hypnos awakens, we flip this sheet and do the Hypnos awakens. Oh, I forgot about that. So during setup, this number up here, 12, is where you put this token. Remember, we moved it over 1 because of the prelude. But once this server reaches 0, that's when the Ancient One awakens. And then basically the game gets significantly harder. There is one particular Ancient One where he awakens, he just devours the world and you lose the game. The other one is the Reckoning symbol. That's the bottom, the 4th bullet point. Each investigator moves 1 space towards the nearest Dreamland sideboard. Nearest space on the Dreamland sideboard, unless he spends a sanity. So you basically have to spend a sanity to go, no, I'm not being drawn. Hypnos, Lord of Sleep, whispers softly to wayward dreamers, drawing them into his realm of madness. Dun, dun, dun. All right. I'm going to put her over here. She's tending. Ah! Poor me. What? Okay. Good enough. All right. What is this one again? Otherworldly Dreams. I'm not sure what this is. I didn't see anything about that. Maybe something spawns at it later. Yep. That's definitely going to be something associated to... typically those cards, by the way, they're called adventure cards. That's what that token is. They're associated with something. So I bet, there's a thing that triggers that. So we can go ahead and put that over here for now. I don't know if I like the Mythos thing way over there. Because, all right, you know what? I don't. We're going to move it. Because every turn you're having to do it. So we're going to put it here, discard above it. Or, yeah, discard above it. I'll just keep those. Oh, yeah, because that's the curse and the thing. We can use that later if we need to. All right. Sorry about that. That was about 23 minutes. I spent most of the time just explaining how the game works. Well, since I'm already doing it, let's talk about combat. Because I want to see if she is even able to fight this doppelganger. But if you notice, the cultist, I'm going to put him over here. There's a slice in there. This basically is an epic monster. This is a regular monster. If you see this symbol, this is a setup symbol. That means that when they're drawn, you typically flip it over and do whatever's on it. In this case, it's a cultist. He has the symbol because you refer to this card. This card doesn't actually do anything. Because some monsters will spawn. It says, when this monster spawns, put it in Antarctica. This symbol at the bottom is the Reckoning symbol. So during a Reckoning, you're going to flip the token and do whatever the Reckoning is. In this case, it has nothing because the cultist doesn't have any. So I'm going to put him back here before we forget. And then the doppelganger. And then during combat, this is how it works. So you have to do a sanity check or a madness check or whatever. This is going to be brain -1 for these particular cultists. If you fail, you're not going to take any. But in this case, if you pass the test, you automatically defeat this monster. So basically, that's why it's 0 sanity in this case. If you beat a cultist, you're going to automatically, if you beat the sanity test, you're automatically going to beat the cultist. If you fail the sanity test, you're going to have to do the strength test and to defeat the monster. In this case, and if you do defeat the strength test, you're going to gain a madness condition. Great. The way the strength test works is you make the test. Each success cancels one of these. This is his damage to you and deals a point of damage. In this case, it's 1 and 1. So if you get one success, you're going to block the hit and you're going to hurt him. Not all monsters are going to be like that, though. For example, let's flip the doppelganger. Oh, yeah. Ugh. So the doppelganger does an eyeball test instead of a sanity test because you got to find him because he's special that way. Let's pull a random monster out of the thingy. This is an elder thing itself. It actually has the symbol, so you get to see now. That is the setup symbol. So you flip it over, and it says, when this monster is spawned, move it to Antarctica. It's the example I gave you. Nice. Put it over here real quick. So see, his is a sanity check, but he has block 3. God. Oh, in this case, it's eyeball -1, and for each you're trying to block 1. So the way that works is, let's say good old Wilson Richards. His eyeball is a 2, his will is a 3. So let's grab 3 dice total. So if he was fighting the brain test is a 3. So he has to roll 3 dice. Boom. He rolls 1 success, so he only blocks 1 thing. So he would take 2 sanity damage, then proceed to the next test. In this case over here, he only has, 2 eyeball. So he rolls the dice. Boom, he gets 2 failures. He takes 1 sanity damage, and it has special text that says if you fail the eyeball test, you can't, because he couldn't find him. But let's say he did. Boom. He got a 1. He blocks the 1. He can move on to the next test. The next test is a strength. Oh, I'm sorry. Technically, they both would have rolled. He would have rolled just 1 die because his eyeball is a 2 and it's -1. But his strength is a 4. So he would have, good thing I grabbed 3 dice. 4 -1 is these guys. So then you do the strength test. Both of these tests are the same. So you roll the dice. Boom, he rolled 1 success. He blocks 1 point of damage, so he takes a point of damage, and then he deals a point of damage. As you can see, that's 3 and 5. So the epic guy's going to take a little bit to beat on. This guy takes 3 hits. So it was potentially, if he rolls 3 dice, he could roll all 3 successes. He blocks all the damage, and he deals, and he kills this particular monster. Oof. I don't think I like the elder thing at all. Back in there. And actually, where's the order? Okay, it is random. So it doesn't matter if I shuffle. It's going to draw random anyway. So that's good. Let me just make sure. Firebug. Throw her back in the bag. Ooh. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Yeah, so she's not going to stay there because she would have to make some... She'd have to make the eyeball test, which I think she can do. She's eyeball 3, so she'd have to roll 2 dice. She needs to block 1, be successful. But then that her strength of 2 is going to, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, she might need to vacate that space. But that's combat. And then, like I said, I do need to look up the 1 rule on this one real quick. So, actually, where's my favorite book? All right. Acquire asset action. As an action, an investigator city space, then he may gain any number of cards from the reserve with the total value, whatever. If he's unable to choose or chooses not to. Oh, so if you can't afford any cards on there, or you just don't like the cards there, you can just roll and then discard 1 of the cards and say, but. Oh, well, let's go to reserve then, because it doesn't say there. Here we go. During setup for asset cards, cards in the reserve can be acquired. When a card is gained or discarded, the active investigator places the top card in its place. Okay, no, it's when you do it. So when you can gain 1, you can see what else is available. Oh, nope, I lied. The very last line. Got ahead of myself. During an acquire asset action, the active investigator does not replace asset cards until the action has been completely resolved. That's what I wanted to double check. Got to read the rules, all of the rules. Read them all. Read all the lines. All right. Well, that's actually 30 minutes in the video, so we're going to get 30 minutes of gameplay. Again, I apologize, but kind of doing this for the new people who've never played before. Maybe eventually I'll do a game where I'll just set it up and just play, and I can go, hey, reference my original video on how to play. All right, so Bob Jenkins is in London. What does he need to do for his personal quest? He needs to acquire assets. So let's do just that then. All right. All right, so 4 dice. So he's going to try to acquire assets because he's in London. There's no monsters. Ooh, look at that. That's 4 successes. Now, I do believe his thing says once per turn. So, yeah, once per round. So he can't, like, buy 3 things and put 3. So he's going to buy something, and it says if its printed value is equal to or greater than the number of Eldritch tokens on the card, which is 0, so anything he buys. So let's see. Oh, you know what? Oh, items or trinkets. All right, so I think he's going to buy the fine clothes because it costs 1 point, and he's Bob Jenkins, the salesman. So what that would do is that each 6 you roll when performing an acquire asset action counts as 2. So in the future, that one would be 2 extra. So you would have 4 points. That's 1. You can just buy all 3. Yeah, you know what? Let's buy all 3. Because that's the Otherworld Tome. They're each 1 point. That's his 3. He gets an Eldritch token. We pull it off of there, put it on the card. Oh, no, what is that? Where did that come from? Sorry. Oh, that was my prelude. I want that, sorry. We're going to put it on this card. Next time, he needs to buy something of a value of 1 or 2 again, but... All right, that was his 3 he's going to buy, so let's just draw new assets. Oh, I can just draw it, but there's... Very nice. I'm not sure I like the little text on there, but hey. Now we got a magic shop service. Ooh, when you gain this, immediately gain 2 spells. An Ankh relic, gain 2. Interesting. Gain 2 book when resolving spell effects, gain 2 brain when resolving combat encounters, and a lodge disciple. Huh. Card's a little dark, but that's how they scan them sometimes. Okay. But that was his first action, was an acquire asset action. He could then trade an item or trinket to an investigator on any space. Who's my spellcaster? Oof. These 2 are physical. She might be able to cast spells. Possibly. Because she's got a high lore. Sometimes willpower is used in spellcasting, but... So his book would be a 3, and his brain would be a 3 for combat. So he's going to keep those. Play with the top gate in the gate stack revealed. Well, technically we already know that one too, but we're going to pull it out. So this is the next gate. Is going to be, we know that's going to go there. Combat. Reroll the brains in a combat encounter. Oh, you can actually get a second insanity, which is going to be good because normally now, because of the boss, we can only heal 1, so we can go health and get a sanity. All right, he's not going to give those away. He's going to be stingy. So let's get a... Ooh, should we do a token? We got a clue. We need to go to a dream portal and do a dream within a dream. There it is. We have to do one of these special encounters and see what happens. She's at a portal, but there's a guy in the way. You could try to travel down there. He's gonna... You know what? Let's just focus. I like extra focus. Then she, Minty Fam, she does not want to be here. There's a monster. As much as that's nice, I think she's going to go to Shanghai. So she's going to take a move action to go to Shanghai. And then let's go ahead and she's going to try to do this action. Attempt to decipher the cryptic message in the text from her dead boss, Mr. Thomas. So 3 dice. And there we go. 2 successes. That's all she needs. If you pass, you uncover the secrets that could alter the fate of humanity. Flip this card. Boom. Inside the book, you find a page from Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass with a note in the margin. Wonderland is closer than you think. Nothing is impossible. Resolve one effect of your choice. You may spend 1 sanity to gain 2 spells and discard one of them. Then flip this card. Ooh. Or you may discard 1 spell to discard a gate of your choice on any space, then discard this card. You flip this card? Oh, I'm gonna spend the sanity and get 2 spells and take 1, discard the other one. But basically you flip the card. So that means you could do it again. You could keep reading the cryptic text. All right, 2 spells. So remember, because there's Alter Fate at the top, I'm gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3, and then I just get the 2 spells. I get Banished, Banishment, and the next card on top. All right, Banishment they're both rituals. As an action, I can test 2 book, or book plus 2, so it would be 5 dice. If I pass, I discard a monster on the nearest space containing a gate with a toughness equal to or less than your test result. Then flip the card and there's the results of it. The higher, the better. The lower you get like sanity hits or you lose the spell. Also, when it says discard a monster, you cannot discard epic monsters in that way. They have to be defeated. The next one is Conjuration. As an action, do a book plus 1, so 4 dice. If you pass, you can gain an item or trinket asset from the reserve with a value equal to or less than this test, then flip the card. Oh my goodness. So 4 dice up to 4s, but for trinkets though. So she can't conjure an ally, but this is an item service. So only the Ankh. So she could technically be like, gimme. So she conjures an Ankh. Holy criminy. All right, well, she moved and then she did her triptych text. That's 2 actions for her. Next is Wilson Richards. He could go. Oh, it's a local path. All right, local paths are a little yellow that you can't use tokens and stuff to move down them. Or not local paths, whatever they call them. Uncharted things. You basically have to use a move to go down them. I feel like he should go do monsters, but the only monster is way down here. I think he's gonna focus and get a boat ticket. And then, oh boy, here, let's have him focus. Moving monsters. So he could discard something in here as an action. No. All right. So he's just going to focus. He's going to move over to the research encounter. What does he want again? When a rumor solved. We don't have any. So he's got to wait for a rumor to pop up. It will pop. There's almost always rumors in the Mythos deck. When you defeat a non-epic monster. Okay. So yeah. But when you... Ooh. There's another adventure hero that has... when a non-epic monster is defeated, so anybody defeats it, you put it on here. But he's got to kill 10 points worth of things. All right, that's his 2. So that's everybody. So that means that's when we now go into. It would have been nice if they did the expand on there, but that's okay. All right, so in the encounter phase, now we do either a local encounter or a token encounter. So we go first to Jenkins. Jenkins is in London all by his lonesome, so he's going to do a London encounter. Pull 1 for Europe, flip it over. London. The Thames is flooding, and Westminster Hall needs help saving documents from the floodwaters. Make a strength test. I tend to not read them until it's like, until you know, like, whether or not it's bad. Okay, so he has a strength 3. You check his cards real quick. So none of his cards give him any strength testing for a regular test. This rifle does give him a +4 during combat, but this is not a combat encounter. He has a success. All right, he has a success. So if you pass, you swim out and save several important documents before they float away. Spawn 2 clues. See, he doesn't get any clues he's going to spawn 2. If you fail, the powerful currents carry you downstream, he would lose a health. All right, so in this case, he's going to spawn 2 clues. Then we're going to discard this card. We do it above it. Oh, I like that. Actually, I like that a lot, actually. So let's do this. Let's, I'm not a fan of jamming them all together like that, but, these are all main location thingies, so I'm okay with that. Dreamland's location. And the reason I want to do that is I want to take these Mythos cards, put them right there. Okay, I like that. That'll work for me. Okay, that was his action. So now Minty Fan. She went to Shanghai, so she's going to do a Shanghai action out of Asia. Boop, boop. Shanghai, a man with a loudly ticking watch offers to help you in exchange for spying on the Communist Party. You may gain a dark pact condition to improve a skill of your choice. If you do not gain the condition, the well-dressed man warns you that he's always watching you. Gain a paranoia condition. Dark pacts. Okay, so there are deals, which are usually like, I'm coming to break your leg if it comes in. Then there's something else in the middle that's a little bit worse. And the dark pacts are like, somebody's going to die. But you know what? Just to show the game, I don't normally take dark packs. I don't like them at all. But I'm going to take a dark pact condition. All right. That's going to be under deals. So again, we shuffle 1, 2, 3. The dark pact is not on the top. So we draw. There's the dark pact right there. Yeah, see? So on a debt condition, local action, you can test your influence and get rid of the debt. Basically, you test your influence. You got the money or you got somebody to pay your debt off. It goes away. During a reckoning, some men have come to collect your debt. Flip the card. Dark pact, no way to get rid of it. It's just straight up. Reckoning comes, roll a die. On a 1, it's time to fill your part of the bargain. So we're going to put that down here. Sorry, actually, boom. All right. But she gets to improve a skill of her choice. And then we're going to put this back on here. I'm just curious. Oh, Promise of Power. That's what it is. Promise of Power, I think it's the middle one. Yeah. Oh, there's funding too. Interesting. All right, sorry. I was just being nosy. Throw it on there. Shuffle once. All right, she gets to improve something. So since she's going to be casting spells, I want to make it her book. So we go over here. This is what it means to improve a token. So improve a skill, you basically get a token. You can improve a skill twice. It can also be, I don't know the technical term, but degraded twice. It'll get a -1, -2. Your minimum's always a 1 no matter what, though. And you can't degrade it below 1. All right, that was her local or encounter. So now we go to Wilson Richards, who is in Arkham. Oh, look at that. You're going to get 1 from all of the locations. Arkham, a guitarist at Hibbs who sold his soul, teaches you a song. Gain 1 non-ritual spell. Then we have to try to banish the beast. So non-ritual spell. All right. So again, spells. 1, 2, 3. Top spell is a ritual. So we call the storm. Call the storm. As an action, I can choose a monster on my space that and test my book -1. Notice his books. If you pass, the chosen monster loses 3 health. Then flip the card. Yeah, he's not casting that spell. You try to banish the beast he owes. Oh no, book -1. It's a 1. No, he failed. He rolled a 2. All right, you know what? I'll use the focus to reroll. Nope, didn't work. If I had a clue, you could also use a clue, but I did not. One monster has space of your choice loses 2 health. If you fail, you owe a debt. Gain a paranoia condition. Yikes. Madness, I believe, is paranoia. Unless they got it. No. 3. And paranoia is the top. All right, I take it. Basically, when I perform a rest action, I roll a die. 5 or 6, it goes away. If not, I have to test my brain during a reckoning. And if I fail, I flip the card. All right. Last one is Tommy. Tommy is doing a research encounter. He's trying to get that clue, so we draw this one. Boop. Oh, and I think this is a wilderness? Yeah, wilderness space. So those matter depending on where you're at. All right, so wilderness. You can scan the night sky as you prepare to make camp for the evening. Eyeball -1. His eyeball is a 3, so we subtract 1. That's 2 dice. Oh, that's so sad. All right, I'm gonna reroll 1 using this focus. I got a success. If you pass, you notice a series of dots in the margins. Gain this clue and an additional clue. Each of the journals has different markings. You record the markings in case it someday proves useful. Okay, so this one actually, if you failed, there was no fail, bad thing for failing. But I get 2 clues. I get this clue and an additional clue, which basically is you draw a clue. Sorry, back out here to the good old wilderness. Excuse me. Research account. Boom. All right, that's that. So now we move into the Mythos phase. Boom. See, Mythos phase. Resolve the Mythos card. All right. So we draw the Mythos. And then the first icon on top is the move the gate. I'll just show it to you over here. Advance the omen. Moves the omen clockwise by 1, and then you advance the doom for each gate that corresponds to that particular omen. So we come over here. We move this over here to blue. So then we check the only gate on the board right now. It's red, so we don't do anything. If it would have been this one, which we know is coming up, then we would move this doom track down by 1. Then there's a reckoning. The reckoning has a specific order. If you look at it, resolve the reckoning in this order. Monsters on the game board. We have 1. It is the cultist. And the doppelganger. Sorry, cultist has nothing because the game, they don't do of reckonings. However, the doppelganger does. Roll a die on a 1 or a 2. We advance the doom. All right, so we'll just roll this die right here. And the result is a 6. So we're good. We don't advance the doom. All right. Next is the Ancient One sheet itself. During a reckoning, each investigator moves 1 space towards the nearest space on the Dreamland sideboard. Unless they want to spend a sanity. All right, so she has to move there. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to... Poor thing. I'm not going to spend a sanity to stop that. Oh, sorry. We should have done it in this order. Jenkins. 1, 2, 3. It already goes way too far away, so it's got to be that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So he goes to Arkham. You're going to go there. And the same for you, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, it's that way. All right. I'm okay with everybody moving. I don't think we need to take in sanity hits, especially since you only heal 1 during a rest test. All right. And the last one is spawn gates. Spawn gates, you're going to come here and look at this card. In a 4-player game, we're going to spawn 1 gate. In bigger games, it's going to spawn more gates and do more things. So we're going to spawn 1 gate. Guess what? There in whatever it might do. That's the one. What does it say? If a gate would spawn on a space containing a dream portal, spawn the gate on the space that corresponds to that dream portal instead. Okay, yep. But nope, it went straight there. Whenever you spawn a gate, you are also going to spawn a monster. Oh, that's my get ready. We'll snooze it once. That's basically eat. I think it's eat. It's wake up first, actually. Yeah, because I don't have to be at work till 2, so 1 o'clock is the get ready. So I got about 30 more minutes, which this video is almost over anyway. But okay, so this is a hunting. It's called a hunting bayaki. Oh, it has a spawn. Sorry. So we flip it over. When this monster is spawned, move it to the nearest investigator. Then an investigator on this space becomes delayed. Oh, that's horrible. So nearest investigator is, you go back to the moon. The moon is where? Antarctica. What about, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away, or 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So 4 is closer. But if we go this way, 1, 2, 3, that's closest. That's got to be closest. 3, so 1, 2. Unknown, that's there. There's not 4 tokens? I guess the Enchanted Woods are... Oh, it's got a different pathway. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Wilson Richards or what's her name? Let's delay Richards. Sorry. All right, we're going to move him. Oh. Because he wants to beat things up, doesn't he? Isn't he the one? No, Muldoon does. But that's fine, because Muldoon can go over there and beat them up. All right, look at that. Oh, really? Oh, what if we put it right here? I'm going to do my die thing. There it is. Delayed. And the reason I'm doing that is delayed. The card says delayed, so, or the monster says delayed. Delayed means put them down. Basically, the only thing you do on your turn is you stand back up. That's what a delayed does. All right, that was the spawn. Oops, sorry. Fruit of Labor, an event card. Every step of the way, you have never thrown away what could still be used. You have never bought what could be borrowed, and now your many weeks of discipline are paying off. Others look to your abundant provisions, eager to barter. Fruit of Labor, event card. Each investigator may gain 1 resource or spend 1 resource to improve a skill. Oh, all right. So, well, that's an easy one because nobody has any resources. So let's put the Mythos card, discard there. So yeah, see, nobody has this resource token. So basically everybody gains 1. If they had 1, they could spend it to make a skill better. But nobody got 1. That's the end of the Mythos phase. So that's 1 turn. I'm sorry I spent 30 minutes kind of explaining the rules on that. But video 3 will be all gameplay. So you guys can watch it. Like I said, I try to keep these to about an hour. So plus, you know what? I do want to go get some lunch before dinner and do some laundry. Get some laundry in there, at least, because my daughter comes back from her vacation from Florida on Sunday. Well, maybe Monday, because if they get back late, if they drive out and they get back late, they're gonna stay over at her Gigi's for another day. So, but that's an introduction to Eldritch, one of my favorite board games. I know my friends are like, yeah. We hear that all the time. Every game I play is my favorite game. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save this game and get off for today. Thank you, and see you around the table.